Okay, welcome everyone. As we learn the Mishna Yomis for dedicated Le'ili Nishmas, David ben Chaim, Lefu Shalem for Yomis ben Chayesar, Yaakov ben Bas Yeleah, and for the schus of Avram ben Yam ben Ish ben Malki Yehudis and family, by Yisrael Fisher, Le'ili Nishmas, Basi Bas Rabbat, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain. We also are sponsored by Yol Klugman and family for their Panos Gesund and Nachas. We learned the Lefu Shalema from Ishmael ben Esther Fradel, for Rivka Bashira Leah, for Chana Bas Shoshabina, Chayesar Bas Shoshabina, Bina Avigdor Aye ben Rivka, Hinda Bas Chayesar, and Meir ben Chayesar. They should have a Lefu Shalema B'Seich Shar Cheli Yisrael. Now this is such a very important lesson. I mean, it's
one more dedication.
Yes?
My maternal grandmother, it's her first yahrzeit, Shalamas Bas Zev Yehuda HaKohen.
Shalamas Bas Zev Yehuda HaKohen. And Shama should have an aliyah, a wonderful woman, and a wonderful wife, and a wonderful mother and grandmother, a truly, truly good woman. So this is so important that the Tur begins his Shulchan Aruch with this teaching. Yehuda ben Tema Omer, have a oz kanomer, be bold like a leopard. Now here the Rav tells us a very interesting zoological fact, that a leopard is a cross between a wild pig and a lioness. When the lion is not available, the lioness gives a roar, and a wild pig comes, and from the crossbreed of a wild pig and a lioness is a leopard. Now Yehuda ben Tema says that although chutzpah is not a good trait usually, but boldness is important when learning. Because if you're going to be too ashamed to ask questions and to admit you don't know something, then you'll never advance your learning. Vikal kaneshe, and you should be light as an eagle. Here, the Rav explains this to mean that it should be easy for you to review your learning. It shouldn't be hard for you to review your learning. V'rotz ketzvi, you should run like a deer to do mitzvahs. V'gibar kari, and you should be mighty like a lion to fight the Yetzer Hara. Like it says, Ezel gibar akay v'eshes yitzray. You should be able to control your eyes, you should be able to control your tongue, you should be able to control your ears. La'asais v'tzayin avicha sheb'shamayim, to do the will of our Father in heaven. On the other hand, oz panim legehenim, a person that's brazen and has chutzpah will go to Gehenim, ubaishis panim, but a person that has shame, is bashful, and is embarrassed and therefore feels contrition for their sin, will go to Gan Eden. Now, the Gaon says we're very close to the end of the fifth parak, and the fifth parak is actually the formal end of Pirkei Avos. The sixth parak is just additional brises, which is known as Kinyan HaTorah. So he says this really belongs at the end of the Masechta. Yiratzim u'fanecha Hashem Elokeinu, may it be your will, Hashem our God, shetivne ircha b'mheir v'yameinu, that your city Yerushalayim should be rebuilt, v'sein chalkeinu b'sarisecha, and we should get back our portion in Torah. Hu haya omer, Yehuda ben Tema also said that there's a time for everything. And don't wait till a person gets too old. Ben Chamesh Shanim Lamikra, already at 5 years old, teach Chumash. Ben Esel Mishna, at 10, teach Mishnayos. Ben Shloish Esrei Mitzvahs, he becomes an adult to be Mechuyev in Mitzvahs at 13. Ben Chamesh Esrei Talmud, at 15, he should engage in Talmud. Ben Shmoina Esrei L'chuppah, at 18, one should marry. Ben Esrei Melirdaif, at 20, he should pursue a livelihood. Ben Shloishim Lakoyach, at 30, at the age already of 30, that's when a person reaches their peak of physical strength. Ben Arbam Labina, at 40, a person is able to be maven davar mitoich davar, to infer one thing from something else. Ben Chamishim La'etz, at 50, a person has experience of life and could give counsel. Ben Shishim L'Sikna, at 60, he starts feeling the beginnings of old age. Ben Shivim L'Seva, at 70 is hoary old age, when you stand up for a person, Mipnei Seva Tokim. Ben Shmainim L'Gvura, at 80, it's a time where a person has spiritual might, because his physical senses and pleasures are waning, and therefore his spiritual senses are stronger. Ben Tishim L'Shuach, when he's 90, he's bent down, he starts to stoop. Ben Meya, when he's 100, Kilu Meis, he can't see well, he can't hear well, his cognitive abilities might be impaired. It's as if he's close to death. Va'avar ubatal min ha'olam, and he's ready to pass, and he's not of use to society in general. As always, we want to thank you for making the share possible, and have a wonderful evening.